Guys, I don't know if this is a weird angle to film or not, but I have my arm here laying down on my desk and it just feels comfortable, so I'm just gonna go for it. Welcome back to my channel. Well, maybe not, because I don't know what to do with my hand now. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna talk about my experience visiting a past lifetime of mine, and this was this last Saturday. Today is Wednesday, so I've had a few days to regroup and digest my experience so that I can share with you guys in a more compact way. And if you don't resonate with astral travel and past lifetimes and things like that, think about what I'm going to share as a daydream. It's not so much the daydream that is important or the past lifetime. It's more my experience and the information that I got so that I could connect the dots in my own life today. That's what I want to share. I know that a lot of you, especially like on Instagram or even here, you guys watch my stories, every single one of them, and it might not make like sense, or it might sound sort of like, what is she talking about? But yet you're very attracted and interested in still listening to what I have to say. So that's why I say that. And also, before I get into it, I want to stick to a schedule so bad. I want to stick to a schedule for uploading. So on Wednesdays, spiritually related content, Sundays, health and wellness journey, and then vlogs will just be up randomly, because sometimes I feel inspired to vlog daily, sometimes I feel inspired to vlog weekly. I wanted to share my experience in a vlog post, on an Instagram vlog post, I'm sorry guys. I wanted to share my experience on an Instagram post or a blog post. But here I am, inspiring and encouraging people to share via video, to turn on their phone and film if they feel inspired to, if they feel like they have a message. I'm doing workshops, I am doing one-on-one consultations for that, and I wasn't doing it for this, so I was like, wait a minute, I need to sit down and film like I encourage everybody else to. So here I am. I went to a workshop this last Saturday, and we got to regroup a lot of different things, got to learn techniques. Well, I already knew them, but it was just a really good reminder to go over and to remind myself to be a little bit more disciplined in my spiritual practice. And then we visited a past lifetime, and it was a very neat experience because of what I experienced. So I'll get right into the experience, which is the point of this video. It's not so much the ooh, it's astral travel kind of thing. It's more, think about it as a daydream, right? So I was walking along the road of what felt like a village to me, like my village. I was wearing a long dress and I had long hair, and I was walking very peacefully, just sort of like, I don't know, just enjoying my walk. And I had a basket in my hand, and there was chickens around, and there was dogs, and it just felt like a very, like, sort of like a lazy afternoon. I was just sort of like enjoying the walk. And as I was walking, I saw a lot of men come in to, it was like a main road, but it was dirt. It was a dirt road. And there was a lot of men coming in on horses. There were big, dark-haired horses that seemed very, very strong, and these men seemed like soldiers of some sort. And I had a beautiful scarf on top of my basket. It was red. There was like red lining on the scarf, and there was a lot of little details, and I really enjoyed and loved my scarf. And so when the men came in on that main road right next to me, it flew. And it was this feeling of I couldn't do anything about it, because these men felt very powerful, and I knew that they didn't care if they squished me or hurt me. So there was no, so they weren't, if they didn't care about me and my life, and yeah, why would they care about my scarf? So I just saw it fly, and I was kind of bummed about it, and it was this sort of feeling of like, I can't stand up to them, I can't stand up, like it was this imbalance of power, if that makes any sense. And so right after that, the animals around me, the dogs particularly, and me intuitively knew it was time to start running. And so I started running, and the dogs started running with me, and it's like we both knew at the same time, and we just knew that it was time to start running. So we start running, and I start running so fast that I start to see the sides, like if I look to the side, really blurry. Almost, I mean, the best way that I can describe it is this, if I was going like 90 miles per hour, where it is so fast you can't even see the sides, and like almost not humanly possible, if that makes any sense. I don't know, this is gonna look weird. I'm back as my kid pet. So I was running, and I see the sides super blurry, and I knew that it had to do with energy, like energy work. It was some sort of intuitive thing where I was running, and first of all, because I knew my intuition told me to run, and the dogs had picked it up as well. And then the second thing is that there was no way I could run that fast, and then it came to an end when I hit an iron wall. It was really big and dark, and I hit it, and I was running so fast, I hit it very hard, and 2 seconds later we were woken up, we were brought back from our travel. So that's all that I got to see and experience. And what I put together for myself, because I was just sort of seeing what was happening and then experiencing it without really thinking about it or wondering what was what, I came back and I told when we got grouped as partners to share our experiences and all that stuff, I realized that what I mastered was my intuition. What I mastered was, I already know how to listen to my gut, to my guides, to trust myself, because I realized that I was very in tune to knowing when it was time to start running. Like the animals knew, and I knew that we both knew. That's one. And then two, I've mastered hiding, and I've mastered hiding my power, hiding my intuition, hiding, yeah, just my power. Because here I was thinking that these men, there was such an imbalance of power. They were coming in their giant strong horses, and they knew, they felt like I was no match against all these horses and all these men, but I outrun them. And what I realized in my experience is that I was feeling like, I don't know what the word is, and I don't even know if this is the word in English, but I was feeling impotence, is that a word? I was feeling that because of my scarf flying away, and like there was nothing I could do. And yet here I was with the ability to sense when it was time to run, with the ability to outrun them all with such an immense strength and power that my sides were blurry because I was running so fast and strong. So, but I wasn't acknowledging that, and I wasn't, it was almost like as if I was like hiding or being like, oh, like I'm not as strong as, like, I don't know how to explain it. Here I was with this huge toolkit, not acknowledging it, because I, you know, like if I knew that I knew how to run that fast, how to know when it was time to sense the timing of how to protect myself, why would I ever need to feel that anything outside of me had power over me in strength or anything like that? So I understood that I've been very good at keeping what I know, keeping my gifts, keeping these things as if they're no big deal, keeping myself as if I'm no big deal, and not in a unbalanced way. I don't know if I'm using the correct words, not in a way where I'm like, oh, look at me, but just in a way of being, of not contracting my aura, because just being me and acknowledging that my limitlessness, acknowledging that instead of, oh yeah, I can do this, but I'm still gonna live life as if I'm not a masterpiece. So what have I mastered? Being a complete masterpiece and living like a little crumbled paper. That's the best way that I can describe it. And also my intuition. And yeah, so anyway, so after the workshop, I go home. I went to go pick up my kids, and I was talking to my mom, and I started telling her this experience, and as I'm exactly what I just shared with you guys. And as I'm sharing with her, when I told her the part of it was time to start running, she tells me, were you running because they wanted to rape you? And I was like, wait, what? No, I didn't know why I started running. I just knew it was time to start running. And she was just going in this memory, because she said that exactly what I was sharing sounded like what her dad's mom used to share about her real life experiences, or her actual life during the revolution in Mexico. Men would come in exactly as I described, and she said it was just hard to tell, like, you don't know who was who, like who were the good guys, who were the bad guys. It was just during the revolution, men would come in horses, and one of the main things that they did is rape all the women. So the women knew, and they had hiding spots. Some had caves, some had like underground, sort of like, not like an actual like full-on tunnel, but like a little hole in the ground where they would like cover it up. And so when they would start coming in, everybody would, all the women, all the men would hide their wives or help hide them, or the women themselves would be like, it's time to start running and hiding, because of what these men would come in to do. And the reason why she remembers this story so much is because her dad didn't get breastfed by her mom, who experienced this, because of one of the times that these men came in. She was so scared, she used to tell this story, that her milk dried up, or like she just couldn't, she could no longer breastfeed. And yeah, so I guess it's time to stop hiding and to know that I can expand my aura at any time, expand my energy, and use my gifts now, because it's not time to be scared anymore or live in this fear. And as I'm sharing this, I saw on Instagram someone was sharing about these tools, and the reason is because of a lot of things that are happening in Mexico right now with like I'm not fully informed. I've only seen different posts here on Facebook, not here on Facebook, but on Facebook, of just a situation where women feel like there's like fear almost going around and stuff like that. So she was sharing the tools of expanding your energy, of ways to not feel victimized, also understanding the pain of people who have gone through things, but just to not feel that powerlessness, that word that I was using, the feeling of impotence, I guess, is that we do have tools. And she was sharing her story of how she was at gunpoint, like some guy had a gun to her head, and I don't know, like what they wanted, money or something, and she used her toolkit in that moment, in that very stressful moment, to expand her energy, and that's all that she could do, and it actually helped her. It helped save her. It helped the guy go away. That's my story there of sharing. I don't know why as I'm sharing it, especially I think it's just different things that that I still need to sit and figure out what, you know, that things that I've experienced in lifetimes and whatnot, because I feel sort of some sort of emotion, I guess, of like, yeah. Anyway, I was reflecting this also because like I said, I've been digesting it. I was in the shower and I was thinking like, hell no, I'm tired of hiding. I am not hiding anymore. I am not hiding. And yeah, so I was like, okay, I don't want to hide anymore. And I don't have to, because yeah, when I understand my act, like if even a glimpse of who I even am as far as an energetic being, you know, I wouldn't reduce myself to so many limiting beliefs and whatnot. But okay, I'm gonna go now. Thank you so much for watching and hearing me out. So I'll talk to you guys on the next one.